Every profession has its bad apples, and law enforcement is no exception. But what happens when those sworn to uphold the law find themselves on the wrong side of it? Today we'll delve into the stories of 4 cops who face the harsh reality of their actions. Stephanie Lazarus, a former detective whose story took a darker turn than most. Unlike Tyler, Stephanie's journey through the justice system was far from easy.
Now you're accusing me of this? Is that what you're saying?
Decades after a murder shook the community, DNA evidence pointed the finger at Stephanie as the likely culprit. The detectives knew they had to tread carefully. Stephanie was no ordinary suspect. She was a successful detective herself, recently commended for her work on a theft case. In a meticulously planned interrogation, detectives brought Stephanie in under the guise of needing her help on a case, aiming to catch her off guard.
I don't want to talk about this in the squadron because I don't know who people are listening.
That's true.
And if we go to my side, everybody's always wondering what everybody else is doing.
No problem.
Okay.
An interrogation room isn't where you'd expect to discuss such matters, but the detectives assured her it was the safest place for a confidential conversation. The case involved the murder of Sherry Rasmussen, a crime that had gone unsolved for 23 years. Sherry had been found shot 3 times in her home, initially thought to be a botched burglary. But as the years passed, suspicions turned towards Stephanie, entangled in a love triangle with Sherry and her husband, John Rutten. Knowing this, the detectives brought up John's name to see how Stephanie would react.
Were you guys friends, close friends?
Yeah, we're very close friends. I mean, what's this all about?
Well, it's a case we're working on. It involves John, and in there, some of the statements we reviewed, there's notes and stuff that he knew you and stuff.
Oh yeah, I mean, we good friends. I lived in the dorms for 2 years.
You guys lived in the same dorm?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Dykstra.
Okay. Were you guys just friends or anything else, or?
Yeah, we were good friends.
Yeah. Was there ever any relationship or anything that developed between you guys?
Yeah, I mean, we dated. I mean, what's this all about?
Well, it's relating to his wife.
As the detectives probed, Stephanie's anxiety became palpable. Despite their attempts to keep the atmosphere relaxed, Stephanie's demeanor grew defensive.
And you're right.
I mean, if you guys are claiming that I'm a suspect, then, I got a problem with that.
Okay.
Okay? So, if you're doing this as an interrogation, you're saying, hey, I'm a suspect. Well, now I got a problem with, now you're accusing me of this? Is that what you're saying?
Obviously, you know about all the DNA stuff and things of the nature that, gets done on cases nowadays. If we asked you for a DNA swab, would you be willing to give us one?
Maybe. Because now I'm thinking I probably need to talk to a lawyer.
Stephanie's unease grew as the conversation turned to DNA evidence. Though she initially agreed to provide a sample, her confidence waned. But before long, the detectives had heard enough. In just 5 minutes, Stephanie found herself in handcuffs, her fate sealed. Months later, after a grueling trial, the jury delivered their verdict.
We, the jury, in the above entitled action, find the defendant, Stephanie Eileen Lazarus, guilty of the crime of murder of Sherry Rasmussen. We further find the murder was of the first degree.
Stephanie's sentenced 27 years behind bars for first-degree murder. Then this brings us to Tyler Moody, a former cop whose life took a sudden turn inside an interrogation room. Let's rewind to the moment everything changed for Tyler.
Have you offered your resignation or not?
I can keep my job and no.
Well, you can't keep your job, okay?
Tyler finds himself in an interrogation room, sweat dripping down his forehead as he faces the consequences of his actions. It all started when a shocking discovery was made. An inmate charged with murder was found in possession of a mobile phone and charger. And Tyler was involved. Tyler didn't hesitate. He confessed to providing contraband to the inmate, but little did he know. This confession would seal his fate in a way he never imagined.
Of every citizen that we have the privilege to serve, and you've betrayed the trust of the brave and selfless men and women that you've worked alongside for nearly 3 years. So as of this moment, you're under arrest for bringing a prohibited item, a cell phone, into a correctional facility. That's a 3rd-degree felony.
Tyler's heart sinks as he hears the words. He's under arrest for bringing a prohibited item, a cell phone, into a correctional facility. And the punishment, a 3rd-degree felony. Now Tyler finds himself on the other side of the bars, serving a 1-year sentence in the same place he once patrolled as a cop. Now let's turn our attention to Jalen Fleer, whose legal troubles dwarfed those of his predecessors. For Jalen, facing a single felony charge was just the beginning of his ordeal.
Can I ask, is this something I should have lawyers on?
In April 2020, San Diego police received disturbing tips about a man involved with a local child. 2 months of investigation led straight to Jalen, and the detectives had a slew of questions that needed answers.
So, I know that I have a lot to delve into, but I really want to get to know you first, if you don't mind.
Definitely.
Okay. So, I'm going to lean back and get comfortable. Just because... Are you comfortable? Do you want to take off
I'm
your
good.
duty belt?
No, I'm good.
Okay. Can you tell me a little bit about your upbringing?
Yeah, so I will ask what this is about.
Yeah, so we're looking into some allegations that were made. We're kind of... It started with a Crime Stopper report, so we're just kind of going from there. We did receive a picture that, when we looked into it, it looked similar to you. So I don't know if you can take a look at the picture and just tell me if you've seen this picture before. Oh, I have like 15 million things here.
As the allegations surfaced, Jalen's distress became evident. Despite being told he wasn't detained, he visibly tensed up. The detectives, adopting a friendly demeanor, tried to put him at ease.
So this picture right here.
Yeah, that's definitely me with the gross one.
Okay, so this picture right here, how old were you when it was taken?
20.
20? Okay, cool. That makes it very easy. So as far as the picture, so this photo came up in connection with some allegations about you communicating with a younger female on Snapchat.
Okay. Can I ask, is this something I should have lawyers on?
As Jalen recognized himself in the photo, the tension rose. His body language shifted, betraying his unease. Yet the real pressure was yet to come.
So, this, like I said, this photo was sent to this person, so they were in possession of it, and we can't find any connection or reason why this photo would end up with this particular person if it wasn't shared by someone you may know or yourself.
I agree, yeah. My wife would have done it, so I don't know why she would share that. So,
well, along with the photo came some additional information about your personal life.
okay.
And based on some of the information you shared with me today, it seems to add up.
Okay.
The account that shared the incriminating photo and information went by the name J178211, seemingly a random string of numbers at first glance. But upon closer inspection, the numbers held significant meaning. 17 was Jay's college baseball jersey number, 82 his high school jersey number, and 2011 marked the year of his graduation. This attention to detail suggests meticulous planning. If this account was indeed operated by someone with ill intent towards Jay, they had certainly done their homework.
Jay, I'll be very honest. I want to know the truth.
Yeah, no, I've never even heard of that account.
Okay. Have you ever shared any images of your with anyone?
Yeah.
Okay. And how many times would you say you've done that?
A lot.
Did you ever share any videos of you having with anyone?
Anyone? No, I've always had personal videos with me. Why? That was it. And my ex actually had one.
Jalen began to falter, realizing the gravity of the situation. Sensing the impending storm, he requested legal representation, but the detectives swiftly handed him a search warrant, allowing them to gather crucial evidence. Jalen's world crumbled as the police amassed a mountain of proof against him. In just a few weeks, he turned himself in, facing a staggering 20 felony charges. He was convicted of engaging in lewd acts with children, pandering to minors, and more. The sentence, 12 years behind bars. If you think that was crude, these pale in comparison to what Daniel Holtzclaw did. It all started with a routine traffic stop. But what followed was a series of horrifying crimes that would leave a community shaken. Daniel was accused of using his position of power to commit unspeakable acts of abuse against multiple women. Daniel found himself under interrogation after a report surfaced about an unlawful traffic stop. He allegedly forced a female driver to undress and perform acts against her will. But this was just the tip of the iceberg. As detectives dug deeper, they uncovered a pattern of similar offenses.
So we have no misunderstanding because, and maybe I didn't key in on some things. I want you turn in your activity card, walk me through it all again.
Turn my activity card, I leave out station, turn off my computer, done for the night, head left to go westbound on 50th for Prospect. About a block down, I see a Grand Prix in the outside lane. I was in the inside lane, directly in front of me. Car swerved. At that time, I kind of fall behind of it. Lincoln, I didn't want to light it up at the stop sign, so I waited till it go forward. Just lit it up just to the west. And then that's when I made the traffic stop.
In his defense, Daniel recounted the events of that night. He claimed it all happened too fast, leading him to forget standard procedures like reporting the stop or running a records check. But his story seemed shaky, filled with pauses and incomplete sentences. In cases like these, without concrete evidence like video footage, convictions can be difficult to secure. Victims often struggle to prove their claims, and suspects are presumed innocent until proven guilty. This legal reality made it challenging to hold Daniel accountable.
CSI is processing your car right now.
Right.
And when we stepped out, they found some pubic hairs right in here. Could they be yours?
No, that's not. I didn't do anything right there.
Did she?
No.
Do you think that could be?
No, it's not. No. Nothing of mine.
Your pubes couldn't be?
No.
Right there?
No.
You seemed a little extra worried whenever you talked about seeing her boobies.
Right.
You sure she just didn't flash you?
I can't. She did not flash. I don't want to say I can't recall, but I'm pretty positive she didn't flash.
I see a pair of titties.
She went like this, but nothing as far as I'm going like crazy looking.
Lifting the shirt.
No. This whole situation and
it's kind of scary.
It is scary, and I don't want my rep to be. Everything's about in law enforcement. I'm 3 years on. I know that, but everything's about your rep.
Absolutely.
And I don't want this to fall on my rep.
Unfortunately for Daniel, though, this absolutely would affect his rep, as the DNA tests on the hair found in the car came back as a perfect match, and statements given by his girlfriend directly contradicted his story. Following his interrogation, Daniel was put on administrative leave, but more allegations surfaced, leading to his eventual arrest. The trial revealed a disturbing pattern of abuse, resulting in Daniel's conviction on multiple charges.
Verdict, count 1, battery. Defendant is guilty of the crime of battery and set punishment at 8 years. Count 2, procuring lewd exhibition. Not guilty of the crime of procuring lewd exhibition. Count 3, burglary in the first degree. Defendant is not guilty of the crime of burglary in the first degree, nor lesser included. Count 4, procuring lewd exhibition. Defendant is guilty of the crime of procuring lewd exhibition, and punishment is set at 5 years.
The verdict was clear. Daniel Holtzclaw was found guilty on 18 of the 36 charges against him. His sentence, 263 years behind bars with no possibility of parole.